Hey, what's going out there, YouTube world? I got a question, and this is for Christians. I do consider myself a seeker of truth, someone who is definitely concerned about what is true or what is truth, whatever that may be. And since I was born and raised in the United States of America, Christianity tends to be the main religion. So I have to ask this question to get some help, and it's a serious question. I want to talk about the gospel proposition, and historically, the gospel has been preached basically like this: God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever would believe in Him should not perish but have everlasting life. Now, that's John 3:16. Okay. That's only half of the gospel story, which I was taught that the gospel meant good news. So the good news is that if you believe in Jesus, you will have everlasting life. It's guaranteed according to the scriptures, Holy Bible. But what about the other half of the gospel? Because that's only one half, like it's two sides to the coin. So what about those individuals who do not believe in Jesus? Okay, so what happens to them? Well, according to the Bible, what happens to them is that they're damned already. They're alive yet dead while they are yet living. And the reason is because they refuse to believe. Now let's examine why. And I'm not going to make this video long. What about those individuals who decide to use critical thinking, using their brain to decide whether or not something is false or true, which is based upon evidence, verifiable, observable evidence? Like, I know this to be false or true because ABC, and you're able to paint a picture, and then it's able to be duplicated by somebody else. You can take that same concept, give it to someone else. They go through the steps of verifying whether something is false or not, and they will come to the same conclusion that you come to. It's kind of like science. Now, here's the proposition, and I have a problem with it, and help me. So, you are guaranteed eternal life if you believe that snakes can talk, or serpents spoke, that a donkey can talk, that a man can live in the belly of a whale, which is not a fish, for 3 days and will not be consumed by the acids and the lack of oxygen and all types of other things. Believe that a man can walk on water, Peter, defying the laws of physics, that men can disappear, vaporize, vanish, float up in the air. If you don't believe those things, dragons, giants, and things of that nature, if you don't believe those things, then you are damned to hell. How is this a message of love, is what I'm asking the Christian to explain. And then what are your thoughts on that? As an individual, does a person who say, after examining the Bible, come to the conclusion that it's not historically accurate, can't be used as a history book, that there are failed prophecies, there are inconsistencies, and that it clashes with what we know? Let's talk about like the age of the earth. We know that the age of the earth through technology is not any thousands of years old. I don't care, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It is way older than that, and we have verifiable evidence. So when you look at all of that and you consider how the Bible was put together, the 66 books and all of the other information that was left out by design, like the book of First, Second, Maccabees, I believe it is, the Apocalypse of Peter, and all these different books that were excluded. The Trinity, which is a creation of the Catholic Church, along with many other things. How do you go about reconciling eternal judgment because you refuse to believe things that totally defy logic and require faith? And whenever you believe something by faith, you're simply believing something in the absence of and without evidence. So how is an eternal place of torment eternal, meaning it never ends? Think about that for a reason. How is that justifiable? I want to know your thoughts. Appreciate it.